What's the wash-up from the Cats game?
Yeah, we had a poor day, it'd be fair to say. So Geelong were very good and we were poor, so our energy was down right from the start of the game. We were poor in the contest and we got well beaten.
How do you go about stopping, the books forwards? We saw Hawkins kick 5 goals. How do you go about making sure that doesn't happen again?
I think we've had good defensive setup and structure the entire season. So, we've combated taller forwards consistently and, we generally do it each week well.
You talked about energy, Ken touched on that as well.
Yeah.
After the game, is that something you addressed straight away? And do you think the condensed fixture had anything to do with that?
It's something we addressed straight away. I mean, we can't really talk about the condensed fixture too much. It was the 6-day breaks, longest break we'd had for a while. It's hard to know exactly why. Sometimes these things just happen. I mean, we look for answers, but there's not really a lot of data around to give us a good answer.
Connor, where is he? Where's he sort of at? Is he really come back here?
Connor won't be available this week, so he's tracking along okay, but he'll be available again somewhere before the end of the season, we think.
Is there any other injuries that came out of the match?
No, I think we got through okay.
Ebo, is he a chance to return this week?
Yeah, Ebo's available. He's been training and training well, so he'll be available for selection.
What about, he trained a little bit last week with a helmet. Has he made a decision on that?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Bassett, do you agree with the stop Charlie, stop Port Adelaide decision
Look, I understand why people make it, but there's been plenty of games where Charlie hasn't kicked goals this year and we've won. I don't think stopping Charlie could have kicked 9 goals in the weekend, we still would have lost. We were well beaten for the entire game, so Charlie didn't have a good day, but he's been a very good footballer for us this year.
He has. Obviously, the forwards are a product of what happens up the ground.
Yeah.
Did it sort of teach you a lesson about how you need to operate as a midfield and forward group if this sort of stuff does happen again, which it probably will for Charlie?
Yeah, I think Geelong are very well organised, and I think they're the best team we've come up against so far this year. Right at the minute, we don't have our most experienced forward line, but they beat us in both parts.
So what did it teach you? What would you implement going forward?
I don't think there's a lot we'd necessarily change in how we play against other sides, but we might need to make some adjustments given how Geelong play.
So again, is it something that you worked on as a forward structure to combat this against some of the other teams you come up against, and certainly in finals?
Not right at the minute, but it was something that we'd work on in the future.
Your old mob down the road could use an extra coach. Do you entertain the thought of what it looks like?
It's interesting because when you're a past player of a club, people connect you with that club consistently. I'm really happy with what I'm doing here. Obviously I've worked with Nixie before, but that's about the only contact really that I still have at Adelaide. I haven't been there for 12 years. It's a long time.
You're obviously very content here in what you're doing.
Really happy with what we're doing. Love our list. Love where we're heading as a footy club. And we're in a great place at the moment.
If the phone rang, would you pick it up?
You always pick up the phone, yeah. But love what we're doing here.
Botlock and Mays were back in on the weekend. How did you find their games? Obviously a little bit behind the ball.
How'd you find their games?
Not as impressive as previous games.
Yeah, I think that'd be fair. And they weren't by themselves, by the way. I know they'd come in Mott's after an extended break with injury. So we had a lot of players down on form on the weekend, or down on performance. Again, it was a poor performance, and it can be difficult to play well when so many around you are struggling, and where Geelong really did break us down and did a great job of it.
Got some choices of Lee and just waiting on the
Yeah,
outside.
we do have a few players that have been in or around the team that can come in. We've got a few good ones too that are missing at the minute that should be back in the next week or two. I think he's fine, isn't he? Yeah. Sorry, what was the question about Scott?
Play with Scotty and
Yeah, of course we can. Pete's looks good in the forward line, and he's Pete Ladham's a very good player. Scott Lyce's a very good ruckman. I think we've looked fine with them. Pete was probably our best functioning forward on the weekend when he was up there. So I don't have a problem playing the 2 rucks. It looks good for us.
Just a bad day, Bassett. By the sounds of the way it's been discussed, it's just a bad day. It seems like there was close to, bar a few injuries, as good a side as you can put out there, just an off day.
Yeah, I think look, our energy was well down, and that was a message coming right from the start of the game. So it's the first time that's happened this year. You know, we'd like to think we can correct that this week and moving forward.
So it's not a huge red flag for you guys?
Oh, I think when you put out a performance we lose by 10 goals, there's always a red flag and a place of concern. But you know, we've shown much better resilience this year. You know, we've fought through some tougher games where we haven't been playing our best footy and hung in there to win. This wasn't one of them.
What remains go back to sort of a normal routine now? I think you've got 4 Saturday games in a row.
Yes.
You can have proper recovery, proper
Yeah.
training sessions. What will that mean?
Well, I think we're going back to the one main session a week on the Wednesday. You know, there has been a lot of closer games together, so we'll give the guys some chance to freshen up and have some normality. I mean, the draw's fallen really well for us, so you know, we'll have good opportunities to prepare and play our best footy on Saturdays.
Do you expect to make some changes?
Oh, I think there's a likelihood there'll be some changes. That, you know, there's been a few players that have been down on form for a period of time, but you know, we'll work that out later in the week.
Coach Clay, when you said about Nixie, have you had any contact?
No. It's no contact.